Fourth down, 2 cones. I'd like to thank all 35 of you on Facebook watching.
How much time left?
110. 110 to go. And this might be it for Rampage. Here we go. Price. Incomplete. That'll do it. Rebels will get the ball, and that'll do it. The Elite Rebels are your 2021 Clash of York champions. 3 years after this tournament. Holston and Winter having words, and that'll do it. Elite Rebels win 21-12. Third time was the charm for them against Rampage at Clash of York. But the rivalry between these two is far from settled. We'll see more of it in Baltimore in a few weeks. But this chapter, this game, this battle belongs to the Elite Rebels. And so does this weekend. They beat Prime Time, fell to Baez, got the wins earlier today on Dream and the Bad Boys. They wrap up with Rampage. Chaps, baby.
Hey, Joey, I just gotta say something. I told these motherfuckers don't get a no one. That's back to back. I'm the first ever York back-to-back champion. We only got 3. I got 2 of them things.
We had back-to-back.
I had 2 of them. Win. We only got 3 tournaments, and I won the last one and this one.
We went back-to-back.
They won Summer Showdown.
Summer Showdown ain't York Clash of York. Hey, go.
You ain't the first back-to-back York. We went
Go.
back-to-back York.
Go. And we. Hey, y'all can tell me that when I get my championship. Hey, next time you see me, I'm gonna have both of them medals around my neck. Last year and this year. Don't let me three-peat. Go.
You got control. Yes. The game.
So Rebels will meet in the field. They'll celebrate together. 2021 Clash of York champions. Talked about the growth.
Man, oh man, oh man. What a weekend, Ross Collins. What a weekend it was at the Clash of York 3. Third time was the charm for the Elite Rebels.
Yeah.
Technically, when you think about it, though, fourth time in York. Finally, the Rebels got one up on Rampage. What an event. What a tournament. Shout out Pennsylvania Premier Flag Football League, Donald Gentry and company. It was a great time up there this weekend in York. Facility. Food trucks were on point. Big shout out to the vendors out there. The fish fry I had, that fish meal fries on point. The stuff Jerome was making with Latoya on point. Great weekend. Great weekend indeed. And I'm really excited about what's to come in this 2021 9-man flag football season. So let's get to it. Professor Blaze has his PowerPoint ready. But first, take a look at the jerseys behind us tonight. Represented is Main Event, as well as the Misfits, Rampage, Baez Auto. And we're going to go with an Elite Rebels theme for the Collins Blaze jersey tonight. The yellow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't have a reverse of that, but we do got at least the yellows that we brought out for Ocean City. So that's close enough. Let's pull out the recap. Enjoy this PowerPoint.
Yeah, you should have put the wow.
Never mind.
Keep moving.
Let me take me off. All right, I just muted myself. Now I'm back. Saturday results right out the gate. Baltimore Spartans 18, Killer Bees 6. Shout out to the Spartans, back-to-back wins in the tournament. They're starting to get somewhere. We're gonna talk a little more about them later. Killer Bees, tough outing, man. Not the team they had. OC or KFL. They're in rebuild mode right now. And it was tough for them all weekend. We'll get to that in a moment. Dream 26, Spartan 7.
I said it was gonna be rough for them all weekend.
I had a feeling it was too. It's a shame because there's definitely enough talent up in KFFL for them to bring out there, but I'll get to that in a moment. Dream beat Baltimore Spartans 26-7. Big shout out to Dream. First circuit win for Dream, by the way. Or, well, I guess it's a 9-man official tournament. I don't think we're really the circuit's kind of like certain tournaments and others. York, to me, though, I consider to be up there with it. York, to me, is our version of Albany. Like that singles. Yeah, I consider to be our version of Albany.
I can dig that.
Yeah. Like it's really far north. Some of the major teams will come up in the area to do it and help out. Some lower end local teams will jump into. Hopefully we get more Pennsylvania presence next year. 4 teams this year represented. Want to see more of a net. But big shout out to Dream. Got the first circuit win against the Baltimore Spartans. After that, Maryland Titans 26, B6. This was kind of a mismatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For B scoring 6, how'd that happen?
Probably some like Lucas to Houston or
Yeah,
TJ, some
right.
kind of play. I thought I heard TJ was there day one.
Oh.
I know Lucas and Houston were running around on day 2. Speaking, let's actually we got a call coming in. It's a TJ, but it's Mr. TJ Holston. Let's get him on right about now. Take me off screen. We'll get back to the PowerPoint in a minute. TJ's connecting. See if we can get him on. Connecting audio. We almost got him.
Yo, what's up, Joe?
Oh, there's our guy.
How you doing, man?
Doing good, sir. How are you?
I'm good. I gotta get you a jersey.
I know.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to say something the other day, but I feel weird asking teams for jerseys. Like, I don't know. I feel weird doing that. But
No, I hear you.
love an Elite Rebels jersey. We got at least as close as we can with the yellow.
Yeah, man. 91, that's your number?
Yes, sir. 91. That's
I'm gonna take you and Ross up.
all right. All right.
With the 3K we just got, my man.
Man, Rebels cashing in big this weekend. Hey,
Finally.
about time. All those trips to York.
Finally, right? Yeah. About fucking time.
Man, oh man. How did it feel, TJ? Because the first time I saw you, I think you were actually in Hagerstown in 17. Am I correct?
Hagerstown 17. Was I playing quarterback?
Yeah. I think I have a faint memory. I remember you were with the Bullets for a
No,
brief period.
I wasn't playing quarterback though. I was playing like receiver, tight end, yeah.
Been a while. It's been a while there. So I remember you were there.
Yeah.
That's one of the early times I saw you. And the story I'd always gotten was you suffered an injury just before Nationals.
Yeah. So I played in a tournament in Lansdowne with the Bullets. I played quarterback. We played Rampage, and then we played AFN. And I tore my ACL like right before, like probably a month before Nationals. So I didn't play pretty much all 19. No, I'm sorry, all of 18. I tore the end of 17. I tore end of 17. I didn't really play much at all 18. Like towards the end of the year, but I mean I was still at a brace on my knee. I wasn't healthy.
And honestly, in a way, that kind of sounds like one of those moments. Like you have someone go down like Holston. Your career, in a way, the ACL tear. What was it like to rehab from that?
Dude, it sucks. I mean, that shit sucked. I mean, you tear your ACL, like, your whole leg basically just stops working you wake up from out of surgery, your leg's huge. You basically got to teach your muscles how to work again. It's a long process, man. You really don't start feeling good until about 6 months. But honestly, fully healthy when, your mental is back, I'd say a year and a half to where you're really like, you see people in the NFL, right, coming back in a year full speed like Odell, but I don't have the training they have.
Was still the craziest.
Exactly. Like, but I don't have the training they have, and like, it just takes time, So yeah, I mean, it was definitely a pain in the ass, honestly, to deal with, but after it just took time.
And I give you credit. That is one of the hardest injuries to come back from. It's something where your mobility is not the same usually, but for you, that is something that has helped your game a lot. Your mobility and passing has just been killer this year in the A bracket. I believe the Rebels were averaging 3 to 4 touchdowns a game playing against the likes of Main Event, playing against the likes of the Punishers, playing against the likes of the Misfits, playing the Strong Island Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Let's go over the journey. Let's talk about where it all began.
Yeah.
After you came back from injury, where did you head to? What was the first move?
Because
Because I
so I was
know,
playing. Yeah.
so I know you formed BC Elite started coming around 2019
Correct. Yeah.
because you guys
So
were at Charm City.
yeah. So what I say, I missed all of like, dude, I can't remember this shit. So I barely played in 18. I played some, right? I played with the Bullets in league play. You know, obviously, but they had Kevin, so you know, they were doing their thing with him. And I think really after that, I started to play like 8-man, like receiver and stuff. But I really knew I wanted to play quarterback. So there was a tournament in August, the Baltimore tournament, and you know, I was talking to Scott at that time, and I was just like, "Hey, I want to put a team in. Let's get a team together." You know, we don't know a ton of 9-man guys, but know a lot of 8-man guys. So that's pretty much how it started. Just hit up a bunch of 8-man guys, you know, a month before the tournament, got them together, guys I knew, and went out there and, you know, made the semifinals. We ended up losing the Renegades, but that's pretty much how it all started, like August, I'd say, of 2019.
Yeah, that, and from there you guys kept the momentum going, and
Yeah.
that whole fall of 19 was to me where you really stepped onto the scene as a quarterback. Going back to playing not just in that Baltimore tournament, Charm City Classic, but as well talking about KFFL that season. You won your first 9-man league championship with the Misfits.
Yeah.
Memories of that 19 season with the Misfits and playing up there.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was I mean, I don't think it was many teams, maybe 6 or 7 teams at the time, but you know, John always brings out the cream of the crop when it comes to talent. So it was you know, I think we did really well up there. You know, we I don't think we had too much competition with the guys kind of we had, and we had a lot of good circuit guys, you know. So you know, we did really well in that tournament. I mean, that league, and I think we beat most teams by a few touchdowns pretty much every game, but it was cool. It was nice for me. You know, that was really my first full league as a quarterback. So it was cool, man. It was fun playing. I'm in that league now with the Wolverines.
Yeah, actually, you guys will be in action tomorrow morning. In fact, will you be there for that one, or are you on a?
No. I'll be there. I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be there. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm gonna see if I can make it up myself. Actually.
Sweet. Yeah, that sounds good. I think we played 11 and 12.
Yeah, I can't remember who you all play off the top of my head. I think it's Outlaws and
Pure Chaos, maybe.
Yeah, you got Outlaws and Pure Chaos.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, not really sure about
nice
those
little
teams,
warm up
honestly.
for. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
This would be a great warm up for you for Sunday when you play Misfits and the Scorpions.
Yeah. 2 tough games, right? Having a tournament last week, now we get to play Misfits Scorpions, but
that's a night and day thing.
Looking
Going
forward
from playing
to it.
Pure Chaos and Outlaws to playing Misfits and Scorpions. That's quite a jump.
Yeah, it is, man. It is. It's definitely a lot different. You know, OMFFL has the best talent, you know, in this area. So it's definitely my favorite league to play in.
The league is insane right now. OMFFL, in my opinion, last spring was some of the most fun that we had out there in our years of filming and being part of 9-man. Like the
100%.
competition and talent
in
last season's league was just absolutely insane.
Yep. Every game's a battle. I mean, no matter who you're playing, there's always great teams. I know majority of them are on the circuit, and you know, have some of the best teams in the area in that league. You got Misfits, you got Scorpions, you got Rampage, you got us, Titans. You know, it's a really good league.
Agreed 100%. Going over a couple things. This past weekend, let's go over a couple games and then talk about them in some detail.
All right.
First game out the gate, you guys played prime time, 41-6 victory. You'll see them again in league play in a couple weeks, I'd imagine. Your impressions of prime time from that game and how you all came out in that game, because you all went out on fire. 41-6 was the final.
Yeah. First time ever really playing prime time. You know, I'd played some of their players in the past, but you know, we played really good, both sides of the ball. I mean, we were hitting strides, we were scoring in a few plays. You know, it really got going on that first drive. We scored a touchdown, and it just went from there. Our defense played really well too. Only held their offense to 6 points. So anytime you do that, we feel like we can win pretty much every game. Offense was clicking, so it was definitely a good start.
That is a very good point. You said right there, the offense is the biggest thing that's kept you guys in a lot of games. We go back to some of those circuit games. The defense had a bit of a struggle early on, making the full transition to A, especially when you consider Ocean City out the gate. You had to go up against Misfits and Lions. Two tough draws right there, right out the gate.
Yeah, for sure.
Costa and Boone.
Yeah. And Misfits put it on us.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. It's hard to go against that right out the gate, and then you stepped up to the occasion. I remember the conversation. I said to you at the stand, "Are you sure about this A stuff?"
Yeah.
And I walked off the field thinking to myself, I don't know how they're going to do against Lions because Lions just got done mowing the Misfits.
Yeah, and then you didn't film our game, Joe.
I know. I hate that. I kicked myself to this day for that. I left to go
it's all
film
good,
Tri-State.
I get it. I get it. I get it. We played like shit against the Misfits. And we I think it was 35-34. We had a chance to win at the end against the Lions. And I think really that game just basically, everyone on the team realized that, we can do this. We can play with anyone. We just show up and do our thing. And it was a good tournament. I think we ended up losing to the Bulldogs that tournament, but it was a nice experience.
You guys put up a lot of points. Like by the end of that, you look at a 20 against Misfits, 34 against Lions. I believe it was 36 against High Rollers in that wild battle. Hey, you and CJ Tarver have quite the duels. We need more TJ versus CJ games.
Yeah, we always seem to. He's got the better of me the last two, though. They put it on us pretty good in Charm City on Saturday, but then we had another really good game on Sunday. Defense came to play that game. We thought we had it in the bag, and CJ did what he does and won it in the last minute. So that was disappointing for sure.
That right there is a little low-key rivalry developing right now. Rollers and Rebels have like a nice little back and forth, north-south, inter-conference or outer-conference rivalry, rather, I would suppose here. That's something I hope to see more of on the circuit.
Man.
And, you carry the momentum over there from that. Like, you take a look at it in league play, OMFFL, you've beaten the Scorpions. You take a look at AC. You guys had that really competitive game that I called a workhorse against Strong Island on Saturday.
Yeah.
And you stepped up to the occasion, wanting to play both them and main event that weekend. That earned a lot of respect for me to the Elite Rebels because a lot of teams, when they get tough draws, as I've heard over the years, they back out and quit. They want to run away. You guys said, no, we want them. Give us the best. And that's the one thing I give the most respect to about this franchise is the fact that they've stepped up in a major way this year. And, Ross, we saw the potential the last 2 years. That was the thing I was talking about going back to BC Elite, what they had. You saw firsthand the potential as a summer showdown last year when you played against what was BC Elite at the time, but would become Elite Rebels as that season went on. That potential was there.
Yeah. Yeah, we just had to kind of, we just had to put it all together, find the right pieces. And I feel like more so in the last, 2 months, that's really what we've done. We felt like, our best kind of team was, at York. We're just building some continuity, some, more players are sticking around and coming. We're building chemistry, right? We're having the same players come more often. It's not as sporadic and, building a team, that's what you need.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys do. Second game out the gate, you guys played against Baez Auto. Battle like it was the game of the day. 21-19. What a battle.
Yeah. They seem to always play us well. I think the last couple of times we played them, they got our number. I threw a bad interception in the red zone. That's pretty much what lost us the game. We felt like we definitely should have went 2-0, but hats off to Baez. They're a hell of a team. They're always fun to play. Ray's a really good quarterback. They got some great players like Brandon, Dallas, and they got good defense. So
big shout out indeed. From there, Rebels placed at the end of Saturday. This is what it looked like. You guys were 1-1 of a plus 33 for that 4th seed, which allowed you to draw Actually, I give you
Dream.
a bye, I think. Actually, no, Dream. Yeah,
We
that's right.
played Dream, yeah.
Yeah, that was another first time matchup. I think you guys have completed the tour of A bracket at this point.
I believe so. Yeah, we
Even
I think
even
we
the NTV
played-
Wolfpack is going to play an A come
Oh, yeah.
national.
Yeah. They are right. They won it, so they got to play. They got to
Yeah.
play A. Yeah, man.
I'm looking
Yeah,
forward
they
to
were a good
that.
team.
I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
that rematch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Sunday,
National's going to be fun.
oh my God, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
hoping I
Yeah.
can get down there, man. I'm trying to get down there.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to get down there. And take the drive, man.
I've
Yeah,
been
take
wanting
the
to do a
drive.
road trip for a while, honestly.
Yeah. Do it.
Like just to
You
get
and
that
Ross drive
experience.
on down there.
I think
Yeah,
I think if I did it again, I would definitely drive.
Yeah. It's a long drive. It's not too bad.
I would just enjoy it because like I did that all the time as a kid when we used to go to softball nationals in Orlando, St. Drive.
Drive down there. Yeah. What's it about?
Yeah.
16, 17 hours, something like that.
Give or take. There's a nice little back road. It takes 22 hours.
Good Lord. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not
I gotta
taking
make a
that one. 17's enough for me.
Back road to
Jesus, dude. 22?
Back road, no toll.
That don't even sound right.
No.
I don't think it's
Damn near
possible.
24 hours. Yeah.
No,
Fuck that.
Take a whole day out of shit.
Fuck that.
Nah, he goes, well, I mean, it's a 17-hour trip. You are taking a whole day when you think about it.
Yeah, well, the majority of the day sounds better than the whole damn
We'll split the
day.
drive.
We'll leave at 6 and we'll get there at 6 tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. 6 and yeah. Leave 6 in the morning, get there 6 in the morning.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Sunday.
Yeah, who we have?
Yeah. You guys got
Dream.
Dream early on, 21-6. You all gave it to Dream in that game. Like the score may seem like it was close, but by the end of that game, that had turned into a beatdown. Dream was demoralized. They were beaten physically and mentally. And that touchdown you ran in, I don't have the clip on me immediately, but that last touchdown you had where you just ran through the guy who took you down.
Yeah.
Bro.
There was a good collision in front of that too from my tight end.
Yeah. That
And
was
then the other one was a collision in the end zone. Those are always fun.
that was a physical game. Like
Yeah.
both sides really wanted it, but the Elite Rebels just gave it to Dream by the end of it. We'll talk
Yeah,
about it a little more later too.
Yeah, they got a good team, man. I mean, they got a lot of young guys.
They
but,
do. That's a thing.
I think they got a good little thing over there. They just got to,
Yeah.
stick with it. I mean, playing an A, what they do, I give them props. I mean, it's definitely not easy, but I mean,
It's
they got some good players.
I think their biggest thing is like the age is what hurts them at times because they
Yeah.
get frustrated too quickly.
Yeah, they got a lot of, like, I guess, rookies,
Yeah.
you could say. I mean, I don't know. They got some vets, but a lot of their guys are young. Yeah.
It's tough. So it's tough, man. The kids are hard to get up, especially like
Very
playing the sport.
I
Yeah,
want to start it with B. But
Yeah.
I think that's.
that was the B. That's what the B was.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm all B. Well, yeah, B was always designed for teams that were either starting out
Let you young come out
or
and
older
get some
teams that couldn't compete in A anymore. Which I get that because you get older, it gets harder and harder to compete. in A,
Yeah.
especially in the trenches.
Yeah, the trench is the biggest part. I mean, really playing in this, I mean, we have 2 linemen, right? I mean, we have 2 steady linemen. We're trying to find a couple more, but that's definitely the biggest part. Even the defensive line too. I mean, that's where the game's won. But it's definitely the difference in A. Obviously, the skill players are a little bit different, but like, I mean, playing in A more and more, you really get to see that it really is the trenches more than anything.
Yeah.
Just having those guys available, like having 4 or 5 really good linemen, that pays dividends on Sunday for sure.
Absolute facts. I agree with that 100%. Like we see it
Yeah.
firsthand. Like that's why I always say if the Midwest ever got hip on 9-man and say Wisconsin or even Illinois or Ohio, where all the big linemen are, sheesh.
Yeah, for sure. We got to go out there and Midwest and start recruiting.
That's the thing about it. There's talent everywhere. There's
Got to
what
find
I'm
a new
saying.
pipeline.
Talent everywhere.
Yeah. See some big boys up there in PA, man. High ass line. They got a big ass line.
Southern PA has a lot of big linemen. Like that's
yeah.
All about size.
so it's skill too.
Especially 9-man, you have to be fast. Dude.
What's the thing about it?
Yeah.
Like, you and I had that conversation earlier, Ross, about how when you play in high school, your level of competition usually determines how far you get.
Well, that's what I was thinking this whole time as we were having this conversation. I remember we had that Martinsburg, literally West Virginia state championship ring-winning lineman. He's probably one of the worst linemen that ever came through the Warriors organization.
Who was that?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna drop his name like that.
I mean, at the same time,
He
though,
hasn't
like
been around, but
at the
like,
same time, they're considered this too.
I was
When it
thinking
comes to some levels of it, the training is so much different everywhere you go. Like, down south, they do football year round practically.
Yeah.
Those kids are trained for football year round.
Yeah.
Like, I always
sure.
think I think that gives us a disadvantage up north is that we don't prepare our kids
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. And then usually if you're in a small town like Boonesboro, where we're from, the difference in game speed going from playing in 1A in Maryland to like say a 5A in Texas alone. Could you imagine that jump?
Yeah. No, it's definitely a different breed of talent and athletes down there for sure, man.
What I love about 9-man though is it's such a game that you don't necessarily have to have football experience to play.
Yeah.
If you can just learn to play the game and be a flag football player and don't deter
100%.
yourself just one position, you can have a long career in the sport.
Yeah, man. Yep. No, I agree.
Semifinals, you all beat the Bad Boys 21-14, 21-0 in the first half. Bad Boys slipped right in there toward the end, but
Yeah, they did.
the game wasn't too much in doubt. I thought the Rebels were going to finish it out, but I'll give a lot of credit to the Bad Boys. They stepped it up big time in this tournament on Sunday.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. They had a crazy game against Misfits. Carlton played damn well. Carlton's a good player, man. He can play pretty much any position on the field. And I remember he said, he's like, I'm going to win this game on the sideline. He went out there and, I guess whatever happened at the end was a little controversial both ways, but, it's football. It happens. So, yeah, he got it done. And they saw us in the semifinals. And we almost shit the bed in the second half, but we were able to finish it out because I think if Carlton got the ball back on the last one, he may have took us out too.
Carlton in that Misfits game played one of the smartest offensive strategies that I've ever watched in a 9-man game.
Yeah,
That's
man.
one thing I always say is that you can be skilled at quarterback, but sometimes it's better to be smart at that position.
No, I agree. I mean, they did a great job. I mean, for the most part, they kept the Misfit offense on the sideline, right?
Yeah.
Carlton was, just hitting 5-6 yard routes, getting first downs and just chewing the clock up. And that's what you got to do. I mean, all the smart quarterbacks, all the, the older veteran quarterbacks, that's what they do. I mean, look at Proctor. He does that shit all the time. Like if you get the ball first and you give it back to him, like you may not see it. They might have it until the second half, score, and then get the ball again and then be up 14-0.
I've seen Proctor do that before. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get strategy though. Like that's the thing about it. Like people say, oh, you need offense to win championships. You don't necessarily need offense or defense. You just need to execute. You need to play smart. You need to have instincts. You got to have awareness. Like, the Bad Boys offense, this is not the same offense it was back in April that we saw with Jaleel throwing it up with Eddie and Zach and how it was last year with Trey involved in the offense too, Trey Boston. And now you look at it, that team still came out to play and they still gave a fight to two A teams on Sunday.
No doubt. No doubt. I mean, they always got a good pool of guys.
Yeah.
They're always going to be a talented squad. They got a lot of good vets on the team too. So, I mean, they always bring a good team out, man.
Facts. Championship game. You finally got one on Rampage in a tournament.
Finally.
I remember you were pretty hyped weeks ago when you got the win against LMFFL. How does this one compare?
Yeah, I mean, this one, definitely obviously a little bit better in the championship game against, a team that, I guess, I would definitely say I'd struggle against or had struggled against beating them, not necessarily playing them, but I mean, losing to them multiple times by a blocked extra point or missed extra point or a touchdown. It felt good, man. It really just felt good for the whole team. We've been going at this for a while now. pretty much in everything the last year plus. So to finally get a championship win really felt good, and it was good for the team for sure. I was really proud of the defense, man. They I was mentioning, getting the right guys, and like we brought in some good players like Jamal, and like we got a corner named Jordan Lagana from PA, and he's killer, man. He's a great player. He had a pick 6 in the championship game. So it's just plays like that, man, that make our job on offense a little bit easier.
You guys all weekend just absolutely brought it. Seeing where this point is in the game. This is not the edited film. This is the raw from the original. Okay, White. Oh my God. Okay, that was a good play.
It was a 14-12, yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there. You're gonna get. Oh, okay. What happened there?
It's right before the half.
Yeah, because no one scored in the second half. Second half was
a
very defensive game, which was very surprising considering that first half. 33 combined points. What is with Clash of York championships being so high scoring?
And it's crazy too because it was less time,
Yeah,
but it's also 80-yard field though, so that probably has something to do with it.
That is also true.
Yeah,
Kick was good. Yeah, I
think
wish
I
I
just
had
made
more
it
edited
21.
film.
Yeah. I mean, we drove down at the end of the game too. That could have made it like 28-12, right? We didn't score, but we gave them the ball, at the 10-yard line, up 9 with 2 minutes left. So we didn't score, but we felt like that was still a win. But I mean, for us, we got to punch that in. So
I gotta ask about this though.
what?
3 years they entered this tournament. Holston and Winter having words, and that'll do it.
And I don't have anything to say about that.
What's going on with you and Steve, man?
Me and Steve are good, man. I talked to him this past week. We're fine. I get a little fired on the sideline. We've always talked shit. Maybe not me and him to each other, but me and guys will go back and forth during the game. I never mean any ill will towards anything, the way I play, but it is what it is. I talked to Steve. I don't have any ill will towards Rampage, man. It's all fun. It's all flag football, and I don't want it to ever make it feel like it's more than that,
Yeah, like that's what makes the game more fun. Is like the competitiveness spirit of it all. Like,
yeah,
that's what makes these games fun. You have these little small rivalries back and forth. Rebels and Rampage have something going. Every time you guys play, it's a battle.
It always beat us, man. Yeah, it is. It's always a battle for sure, but we would always come out on the wrong end of it. So
I think you guys are getting there, though.
good to get one, man.
They're changing.
Yeah. Hopefully we can keep it going this Sunday. So that's
2 in a row.
get Scorpions, Misfits, and keep it rolling, man. Keep it rolling.
Yeah, you got a busy weekend. You got Outlaws, Pure Chaos, Scorpions, and Misfits.
Yeah, man.
It's a circuit weekend. Pool play
Yeah.
Saturday, Tony Day Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. Be nice to play on some turf on Sunday. So pretty cool.
Yeah, you guys are in Newtown this weekend, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
I'm glad you all got that place back. I like Newtown. Newtown's a good
Me too.
facility.
Me too. It definitely is. It's a good spot to play ball.
For sure. Anything else you want to add tonight, TJ?
No, man. Thanks for having me on. Maybe I'll see you Saturday. But appreciate all you do, both of you. Good stuff.
Appreciate you, sir.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Congratulations once again, TJ.
Appreciate it. Hell yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate you, bud.
See you.
See ya.
You just fist bump it?
Yeah. Like what? What?
Just did that.
Yeah, your point. Why are you being a hater all the time? Ross Collins is the biggest hater you'll meet.
I mean, some people will say that, yeah.
Finish the Clash of New York
I
recap.
don't know. You just air fist bump somebody, so there's that.
Could be worse. Titans 28, Dream 16. This is a veteran team working a young team. Yeah. And that's been the one problem that Dreams had this year is against a lot of veteran teams, they tend to struggle a little bit. See how they improve on that. Bad Boys and Gusto land tied at 18. That was probably one of the best games on Saturday. Jaleel went live for that one on his Facebook account. What a battle. That was a great game. Like those two got to get together more often and play. Elite Rebels beat up Prime Time. Already talked about that. Misfits and Gusto Land. We waited 2 years for the rematch. Not even close. Misfits crushed them 32-7. Just not a start needed for Gusto Land. Tying on Saturday and then losing the Misfits right after. Misfits from there beat the Bad Boys 26-7. Rampage over Prime Time 18-14. The more closer game for Prime Time. Unfortunately, though, that was it for them. Baez 21, Rebels 19. And then Baez beat Rampage 27-7. Seeds entering Sunday. This is how it all looked. So by the end of day one, Prime Time was sitting at the bottom. They were 0-2. They had a -39. B's a 10th. They're at a -33. Gusto Land 1-1, -25. You'll see it from there. Bad Boys, -19. Rampage. Number that stood out, the best plus of the Saturday was the Misfits, a +44 entering Sunday. The lowest number, of course, Prime Time, -39. But Elite Rebels, Misfits, and Baez Auto and the Titans, all great performances on Saturday. Not so much, however, when you look at the bottom of it with Prime Time, the Killer Bees, and Gusto Land, all three of which struggled. Pennsylvania team struggling this one a little bit. Baez was 2-0, but the rest of them went 1-5. So PA combined 3-7 on Saturday. No, 3-5. Yeah. I'll put another 2 in there. Probably because Prime Time would forfeit the next morning. Because, man, I hate that. That guys straight up don't go to games. Let's do the recap. Rampage 28, Killer B 6. Yeah. Yeah, this was.
Glad. I'm just happy to be scored, I guess.
Houston and Lucas were a cool tanner to watch.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I gotta give Lucas Hall credit. He's faced some tough competition, like at times this year. Like he's gotten some wins, and I'm glad that guys like him and Houston and BJ, Vontae, all the Bees guys have been there for a while. All were able to get a chance to go out there and get some circuit play. Like, especially facing Rampage. Like, it's Rampage and one of their best shooters. That's one of those things you look back on and say, man, I scored on Rampage. Like, if you're able to do that, that shows you can compete with the big boys. And that's the momentum you need to get going as a flag football player. Second game, Baltimore Spartans defeated Prime Time by a forfeit. Disappointing. Really feel bad for Ryan. Because he did not deserve that. Yeah, it's Sunday, man. Just because Saturday didn't go well doesn't mean you skip out. Come on. That stuff to me is silly. And I get it. Some directors have said to me in the past, like, that's why you don't want to match certain teams with each other to get demoralized and quit. But it's also like, if you're that weak not to come out day 2 and at least play or get on the field, don't even suit up for next week.
You already know how mad I'll be.
Oh, I know how mad you'd be. Have to get up at 6 a.m. to not play. And a hometown tournament.
That'd be the day.
Bad Boys 11, Gusto Land 7. This is a fun game to watch. Especially the part where Bob ran 40 yards towards me, and that was the end of the game. That was fun. Gusto Land yelling at me, "Get out of the way, Joey." That's fun. I had fun on Sunday, bro. I haven't had fun in a while. I've been too serious lately. I love it though. Bad Boys Gusto Land, the combined score here 29-25. Nice little weekend between those two. That'd be a nice little game film. I might like edit those two games together and just make one long game out of both of them. I think that'd be a fun watch. Because that was fun. Those two need to play more often. That was an enjoyable game. Quarterfinals, Baez 28, Baltimore Spartans 20. Didn't see that one. Can't comment much on it. Elite Rebels 21, Dream 6. Like I said, Dream, they played tough early on, but like as the game went on, the Rebels just took over. Rampage 10, Titans 2. Rampage beats the Titans in the quarterfinals of a tournament on Sunday. Where have you heard that before?
Wow, that score. 10-2.
Yeah, kind of surprising how low that is. But can we talk about the fact it's the fourth time that Rampage has knocked the Titans out on a Sunday in the quarterfinals of a tournament in 2021? It's getting weird.
No.
It's getting weird. Y'all got to stay away from each other for at least a tournament.
I keep pulling for Titans. I keep meeting Rampage on Sunday. Damn it.
It's like Groundhog Day. It's a video idea.
Yeah, it is. I think it's already been done.
Groundhog Day. Bad Boys 17, Misfits 15. This was the best game of the tournament for me.
Yeah, I can imagine being there for this one. Wow.
That was intense. The biggest regret I have, I didn't get a good angle of the kick because it was backlit. Which, if it was backlit, I wanted to get a good shot. God, I kicked myself. Trust me.
No pun intended.
Oh. This was a fun game. I felt bad for. I felt bad for. I felt bad for both sides because on the Misfits side, I get where they were robbed out of it in that sense. I get where they're coming from that angle. Main event went through the same thing with Lions at Worlds last year. We saw that. I was actually first thing I did was I walked up to Jerome after the game and I said to Jerome, "Man, main event Lions all over again." Like he's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, same finish." He couldn't believe it. It was the same, and it was the same rolling though. But at the same time, the controversy with everything else, I don't know much about. So it doesn't take away from the game for me. It adds an intrigue to it because to me, it just adds to the story. I do think though it's a shame for one team to lose that way, and then for one team to win that way and not get the respect they earned. Because the Bad Boys, no matter what you say about that final play, played their best game all year. That was the best game the Bad Boys have played all year. Carlton orchestrated an offense that just worked. It wasn't anything fancy. It wasn't trying to throw deep. It wasn't trying to get into a shootout with the Misfits. It was ball control. It was execution. It was finding the open players and exploiting the holes in the defense. And when you think about it, I think the Misfits only had the ball 4 times. So crazy. And that's the thing. There's one way to beat Chris Boone, and that's keeping him off the field as much as possible.
Right.
Because that Misfits team was loaded with offensive skill talent. They had guys across the board. Like that team, on paper alone, you have Cannon, you have Wayne, you have Larry. Like that team is just there. You got Zeke playing in that tournament for them too. Like the talent was there, but the Bad Boys, in spite of what you say about the whole kick, like I said, played one of the smartest, well-executed games all year. And the ball control strategy worked.
It just boils down to not leaving it to the last play or in the ref's hands or anything like that.
And
I'm 50-50 on
it's tough, man. I get both sides of
it. You
it.
had a whole game to score more points anyway. So
We'll see. I mean, to me, I
I'm the
feel.
world's biggest hater though, so that's me.
I know. We know you. Semifinals, Rampage 20, Baez 14. complete reversal of day one. Rampage came out a lot more ready. Baez just not able to get past it. And the key play to me was the pick six Ray through, where Rampage is literally calling screen before the snap. And Ray goes to throw the screen, and it was perfectly read and ran back. And that's the difference in the game. When that happened, that made it a 2-score game. Baez got back into it late. Honestly, Rampage almost blew it. I don't know what they were thinking on that 4th down play with the pitch back to Chico for a loss of 20. I guess they didn't want to punt to Zeke, but Zeke's not there.
It kind of goes back to what you were saying earlier about awareness.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird play call. I don't. I mean, I get it if it's a time killer, but the execution of it, like the toss alone, set the ball so far back that, like, by the time it got back there, Baez already had defenders there. And Rampage is lucky it didn't come back to bite him. Like, Baez got the ball to 23. They had a shot. Elite Rebels 21, Bad Boys 14. We talked about that as well as the championship. Let's go ahead. Move along now. This is the final standings for York. Prime time will finish 11th, 0-3, minus 39, plus a forfeit, which puts them last place. B's 10th, 0-3, minus 54. They had the lowest of the weekend, but prime time will go above them because of the forfeit, or below them because of the forfeit. Gusto Land 0-2-1, unable to get a win in York at their hometown. First time Gusto did not win a Clash of York game. Baltimore Spartans 2-2, minus 15. Dream 1-2, minus 8. Titans 6, 2-1, plus 24. Misfits 2-1, plus 42. Bad Boys 2-2-1. Crazy enough, Bad Boys, despite being a top 4, minus 20 on the weekend. Baez plus 24, 3-1. Rampage second, 4-2. Only a plus 11 though for Rampage. And number 1, Elite Rebels 4-1, plus 64. Yeah, that's a margin. 35 of which was for prime time. And that's it for our Clash of York. All right. Let's go to our national standings. This is the once in a while national show. This is our midterms. That post-tournament show we do. This is what I got. So TBT top 25, let me explain it. This is my top 25 9-man teams. Qualifications are you have to have played 8 9-man games minimum. And I say 8 because that's a full season. That gives you an idea. Now that said, in that 8 or any time after the 8, from there, you have to play in a tournament that is more than just your local league teams. Like, let's say, or something that, you know, is more than a certain amount. Like I always say, the best minimum for a tournament for me is 6. Anything lower than 6 to me is not as legitimate. And I didn't recognize anything from the off season for this because to me, that's all unofficial stuff. Like, yeah, it's good as context for talking about a team, but I wouldn't count it as official games. So here's what it's looking like. TBT top 25. These are the teams that failed to make the minimum qualifications. Got to have 8. Take a look at them. Starting from the top, Blazers are 4-3. One more game, though, and they'll be in it. So they'll be fine. They just haven't played enough yet. When they get in, I think the Blazers will be somewhere in the top 20. Depends how they do next time around. Wild card, has only played league ball. Same for Demons and Straightforward Savages. Top Dog has played a few tournaments, but I haven't seen anything else out of them yet. They're about one game away from being eligible, though. Gusto Land, they're 2-4-1. They're about one more game away from eligibility. Although they're not going to be ranked. A lot of these teams, despite will not be ranked for the looks of it. Just a lot of bad records right now. NWO 2-5. They got one more game, they'll be eligible. Same for Steel. Actually, Steel will clinch it once they play one more regular season game in Rhode Island. Outcast 3-1. I doubt we see that team again. I think Rob's going to stick with Blazers going forward. Wolverines 2-0. That's a team where, like I said, I don't think we'll see them in a tournament anytime soon. At least not this year. Pressure 401 pressure, I believe that's what it is.
Something like that.
Yeah, Titans up there, the Rhode Island Titans, I guess. I don't know their official name. Show Me Football, once again, we probably won't see them until Nationals. So they probably won't make it anytime soon. OTF, I don't know if we'll ever see OTF again. Can anybody still tell me who OTF was? Yeah, who was OTF?
Those people.
The family.
Yeah. Those people.
Those guys.
Yeah.
I have no idea who it is to this day. I think you told me you didn't recognize a single person. That's a rare experience for you. Jets 0-3. I don't think we'll see them either. DX 0-3. I don't think we'll see them either. Rhode Island Spartans 0-4. Tough start for this Rhode Island's version of the Spartans. And of course, Rebellion 0-5. Can't really say much about them. I got to see more Rhode Island flag. Here's your teams that are eligible but don't have a tournament appearance to get in to the rankings officially. At the bottom, of course, Vultures from the South Florida Flag Football Association, 0-11. Joining them at the bottom is UNR, 0-9. I don't think neither of these teams will see the field the rest of the year. SFFA in Miami, I think they might be doing a 9-man tournament, but I also think they're done. They did tell me they were done for the year for league ball. They're going to play a winter session after nationals. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see something like what they do. Really excited. I like some of the names down there. Some former college standouts that played in the NFL, Raheem Cato, Ricky John Francois, all involved down there in the league. That really speaks volumes when you got guys like that playing in this sport right now. A lot of big names from over the years in the sport of football jumping into 9-man. And SFFFA is leading the way down there in South Florida. Pure Chaos. They're 1-11. Outlaws as well. They're also 1-11. Both might make a tournament appearance, but before nationals. I don't think it'll be enough to get them ranked though, unless they win it. More SFFA teams, No Stars, Vultures, and Epidemic all have 3 wins on the year. Same thing with them. Don't think we'll see them the rest of the way. 845 gang. I know they're playing some more, but they haven't played a tournament yet. Reckless Villains. I believe they're finally done. No trace of them.
Yeah.
I think we better shut the door on the Villains.
I think that's safe to say.
What a run.
Chalk it up to the failed experiment, I guess.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah. I think that's the best way
We
to
need a
describe
30
that.
for 30 on the Reckless Villains.
No, we don't.
Remember that's how we
really don't.
remember when we lost to them and you cried?
I definitely didn't cry.
That's not what I heard.
I ain't cried. Since I'm about fucking 6 years
Last
old.
year against X-Dolls.
That was the roughest loss probably my flag football career. I didn't cry.
No, I felt the pain though.
So I promise you I didn't cry.
I could feel the internal pain.
I did my job.
I could feel your internal pain. We beat the Villains in the rematch. It's all that matters.
We all up there.
Sacrifices must be made for a championship.
Hey,
I sacrificed you and my cousin that day.
gotta do what you gotta do.
Ruckus 5-5. I don't think we'll see Ruckus the rest of the way. Maybe they'll pop up at some point. It'd be cool if they traveled again, just so they get blown out again. West Virginia bet them. They're on the up and up. 6-8. I gotta give it to Benham. 6-8 after they went 0-9 as Green Machine last year. That's an improvement. Lucas Hall's been the difference. If they can hold on to Lucas, get a few more pieces, they should play at least one tournament local. It would be cool. I'm not saying they should go to nationals. They're not even close to being ready for that. But I'm glad to see how they're growing. More SFFA teams, TikTok, Death Row, The Business, Ball Hawks, all 6-6, 6-5, 7-4, 7-4, that mid-tier range. Warriors 7-3 out of the Washington County Flag Football League.
Man, I know those guys.
Yeah, you all never put. We never played tournaments, so I guess
No,
we
no,
are we gonna play. Are you guys gonna enter Capital Classic?
no,
All right. Winter Schiller.
no.
All right. Anyways, back in black, St. Louis 9-man, 8-3. St. Louis is actually done for the year for the league play. They were not able to get facilities for the fall, unfortunately, for that. I do know St. Louis is talking about doing a 9-man tournament. I would love to see that come to fruition. I think it'd be great for the area. I think it'd be great to grow the territory. There's a lot of teams that could jump in. I know they're trying to put some effort into growing and introducing the sport to Salinas, Kansas. Over there, they have a little bit of a 7-man lead down there in Kansas. I know St. Louis, Skinny and them been talking to them, trying to get them hip on 9-man. Definitely could bring a lot to the table. St. Louis very underrated as a territory. Very underrated. Playmakers Elite 10-4 out of Maffle. They've had outplayed that in the tournament this year, but PME is definitely on the way back up. They are 5-0 right now in Maffle. They've gotten it back together. I think PME will play Capital Classic, so they definitely have a shot at getting ranked before the end of the season.
Oh,
I like to see what they do. I like PME. They're doing really well right now. Caught fire toward the end of last year. Maffle almost knocked out Rampage in the first round. They'll be back in the big way. Beast Mode 11-2 SFFA champions. They actually got it there. Can't really say much. They run a very interesting offense. Their quarterback was under center playing. Ooh, yeah, drop back in 9-man. Haven't seen that in a while. They're not going to be at nationals from what I've heard, but hopefully we'll see them in some form or another. This is also not the same beast mode from last year's nationals that got blown out by the Renegades. NTV Wolfpack 11-0, St. Louis 9-man, defending B national champions. This is a top 10 team. They're not on there simply for the fact they haven't traveled this year as the Wolfpack outside of nationals. But I don't really count that towards this particular season. That said, if I were to say a top team coming in the nationals, it would be NTB. NTB is definitely a top 10 team in the country. They can compete. They can definitely compete. Right now, though, 11-0. They have not been beaten this season. In fact, NTB's last loss was to the Blackhawks at Nationals. Crazy, isn't it? Flag football is not parity. In fact, the next day, they beat the Blackhawks in their first game back and have not looked back since. And if you go to before that, NTB has been on a run. And they're taking no prisoners at Nationals this year. Right now, though, because of just not having travel, which is not their fault, it's hard to travel from St. Louis out to here twice a year like that. Especially if you're full squad, you got to plan that like well ahead. I think if I were to say, they're definitely in that top 10 range at 11-0. Would it be something if they actually did not lose a single game at Nationals and went a full, say, 17-0 for the year? I look forward to seeing what NTB can do. No excuses as well. 12-1. They actually lost a championship game to Beast Mode and SFFA. They were at Nationals. They had a fair showing. They'll be back again at Nationals this year. No excuses will be. Look forward to seeing what they can do. All right. Missing the cut. These are the teams that just fell short. The other receiving votes. If I got any of the league affiliations wrong, let me know. I go by primary ones. 717 Elite, 2-8. I don't think we're going to see them in the rankings. There's only maybe one more tournament they can get into before Nationals. Tough year to start for them. We'll see where it goes. Dirty Birds, 3-7. I know they're playing at Rhode Island. Excited to see what they can do. That's a team with really good defense. They just need some more offense, and I think they'll be on the go again. Nomads, 4-4. They've had a rough year. Great start in AC, but then just ever since that first day, it's been all downhill for the Nomads. I think it'll get better for them, though.
Yeah.
They're always a top team. Like, come Nationals, they're going to be ready. Bulls, 5-18. This is a team that, unfortunately, has had just a string of bad luck. And I think right now, they're on a long losing streak. I'm pretty sure they have not won a game since May. And it's a shame because they've got a lot of young talent. There's a lot of potential. Losing the starting position at quarterback can hurt a team very easily, especially a young team. And I think for the Bulls, it's affected them a good bit. They're not just playing to the same level they were back in the spring. We talked about it. They're one of those teams to look forward to back in April. But as the year's going on, I think the wear and tear is starting to catch up to them. But, first-year team, 23 games in, they'll be fine. Give them time. Prime time, 5-10. They have a chance to get some wins. Prime time does. But what happened this weekend? Just, yeah. No good at all. They'll be in action tomorrow morning, though. They play West Virginia Venom. That'd be a good game to start the morning. I might be up there. We'll see. I've been getting my ass kicked all week. As you can tell, I don't sound the same as I normally do. Let's see if I can get it back going.
All right. 7 pounds and 1 tooth.
I did. Man, when I stepped on that scale yesterday, bro, and they said I was 315, I'm like, man, I don't even work out anymore. Must be doing something right.
Way more fat.
Nah, Clash of York was probably dude, under direct sunlight again. That is literally a third straight tournament in nightmare.
We're like in some developments.
We were actually in somebody's backyard.
That's literally, it was development.
There actually was a house where you could just
That
walk.
was the whole development's
Yeah.
backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great entertainment. You can watch football from your back porch.
I'm sure that was sold to
Or
the
your deck.
development. You have a field that's regulated by Parks and Rec, and it's free to use for whole development.
Think of it this way, Ross Collins. If you lived here, you'd be able to go to Clash of York every year.
Watching videos and stuff, I'm like, holy moly, that's what this is.
It's the park it's a legit park though. Like it really is a legit park. There's a lot to it.
I understand,
but
the
it
grass
does.
wasn't
It
mowed
does.
too.
It
You could have mowed the grass 20 more yards. And
it was Parks and Rec mostly. Like the Parks and Rec there day 2 actually because people were talking about
I
line.
know Ryan was trying to mow the grass.
Yeah.
He had nothing else to do because his team didn't show up.
Well, not just
I do feel bad for Ryan, man. That's some
I do.
bullshit.
I do too. He wants to get on and talk.
Let him on, man.
I just saw the message actually.
Let him on.
I have a hard time communicating messages when I'm doing this. But like, no, you're talking about Clash. Yeah, the aesthetic
Tell
of
him to message me next time.
The aesthetic of the back, I did. There was one house where there was no fence, and so you literally took about 10 steps and you were on the field. So, like, if the league ball was there and you were commissioner, there you go. That's an idea. Private land and run a league in my backyard. I wonder who's gonna watch that and say something in the morning.
Usually after development, just make sure you buy a house in the right spot. Buy the one with no fence. And just call it your yard.
I do want to get real estate though. Like, land is pretty valuable if you get it. People underestimate the value of land.
Man, it's one of the most valuable things of all time.
Real estate, sir.
It's just fucked up because the government can take it from you too.
Eminent domain, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ryan Jones is not joining, so I'm gonna move on. I'm waiting for
How
him.
long
It says
ago
he
did
saw.
how long ago did he message you?
Well, he saw the message about 2 minutes ago, so I'm gonna keep going. While he's waiting, we'll just cut back to this. Baltimore Spartans 5-7. They're off to a good start for their first couple months
How
out
they
of the
doing?
gate. They actually won 2 games.
Who did he?
Killer Bees in prime time.
So
Yeah. I think they would have beaten prime time anyways.
I expected more.
Well, Baltimore, they're actually a competitive team.
Who did they play in the actual game? Also,
Dream. And they played Dream. They played Dream and Baez that weekend. But they were competitive in both games. It wasn't
who
like
did they actually play on Sunday?
Baez. 28-20. Yeah, they're not a bad team. They're a team to look forward to watching the rest of fall and seeing how they grow in the next spring.
Is that the very next game?
What?
That's a good question. So primetime forfeited.
Yeah.
What was that game scheduled for? 8 or 9?
8.
8 a.m.
Yeah.
What time did they play live?
9:15. So it was, to them it was
That's
like,
perfect. That's
yeah.
perfect for them.
Yeah, so it's like, honestly, in a way, it sucks for some guys because you do ideally want to sleep in, but you do get to the field to warm up, and they played Baez really well.
And they gave time for the ones that wanted to sleep.
Yeah, it's a shame though, man.
Yeah, I know.
Brown 6-9, 5-3 on circuit play at the GCFFA. I don't know where they're at. I don't think they're playing this fall.
Yeah,
I think I heard they were takeover. I thought I could be wrong on that though. There was somebody this season in GCFFA. Demons and Ducks are doing that, and it's kind of messing with me because, like, I want to see if Panthers becomes an actual thing at some point in the circuit. I definitely think it's a good idea if it works out. We haven't seen the Browns in a bit though. They had a good performance in AC. Yeah. Ducks and Demons merged in GCFFA to be the Panthers.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Going up the list, Maryland Venom 7-17-1. Long Island Demons, speaking of which, 7-12. I don't know if we'll see the Demons the rest of the way. They didn't have many numbers at tournaments. I think I get the feeling that I would like to see them keep working with the Ducks a little bit if they make that mesh. New York Rebels 7-8-1. I like the Rebels. I like Big Iz. He needs more guys though.
Yeah.
Bricks, that's the thing he's missing right now, which is bodies and depth. Like, he's getting the team there. He's smart. I trust in his. Brick Squad 7-6-1. They had a good Ocean City, but they haven't been the same team since. Chain Gang 7-3. GCFA Spring Beat champions. They're playing Takeover this weekend. I'm hoping that's live. Killer Bees 8-13. KFFL Spring champions. This is not the same team though. They are officially 1-6 since that championship game. The sole win, pure chaos. Southside 8-10 out of Maffle. They've had a tough start to the season. We'll see how they do the rest of the way. I think we'll see them in another tournament. I hope so. I think we'll see them at Cap Classic. Now, Nationals, I don't think so. National might be hard for them to swing. But they're close to being ranked. They just got to perform well the rest of the way. Broad Axe 9-4 out of the Washington County Flag Football League. They're the current champion. No Washington County operating this season. I don't think we'll see Broad Axe the rest of the way this year. I'd love to see them come out still for at least one tournament. I don't know anything local. We know Hagerstown's not happening, unfortunately. I want to see them come out because I thought the Broad Axe team they had back in the spring was a really good team that was competitive, that could be competitive and be. You didn't get a chance to see that in Ocean City because a lot of their guys just couldn't make the trip, but they definitely had that potential. And falling out of the rankings, actually, Tri-State Spartans. And I know you say 20-12 and you're going to drop them. Consider the following. The Tri-State Spartans in the regular season in Washington County and Keystone, they were a combined 14-2, circuit ball 2-3. They were 16-5 entering playoffs.
I heard they have really good center these days.
So I heard too.
Center and tight end, but I guess you can play in the center too.
Anybody can be anything if you play them anyway. So with Tri-State, 16-5 is how they started. They're now 4-7 since the end of the regular season in Keystone. They are 4-7 since the first week of June. And this is a team that's trending downward. They could not get enough guys to KFFL for 1 week. They had a forfeit to the Misfits.
Yeah.
Their last win was the Killer Bees.
What the heck is happening?
Keenan Poehler quits on them at halftime against the X-Dogs. They get blown out by the X-Dogs. And then they get blown out by Venom. They're now 1-3. Tri-State's wins since then, the best team the wins they've had since that 16-5 start are the Warriors.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know. You don't like that.
Ugh.
The Bulls, the Jets, and Killer Bees. Warriors 7-3, don't get me wrong. That was the last time that we saw the Tri-State core at its best. After that, like you had that Charm City team, which was a mesh of different guys.
Definitely. Their center now is a former Warrior tight end.
Life happens fast. Tri-State needs help. This is not the same team, and they're trending downward right now. Like this was a team 16-5 entering June. 4-7 since. And in that 4-7, like you look at it since the end of the season, since the Broad Axe loss, 3-5 record. Can't get numbers. I wish them the best. I like what Tri-State was doing, but they need a rehaul. They need to figure out something. Dakota's rap is pretty fire, though. Here's the rankings, 25 through 21. Joining the rankings now, at number 25 is the X-Dogs, 10-8 out of the KFFL. Why the Dogs, you ask? I actually think this team, they're starting to get it together a little bit. They have surpassed the Tri-State Spartans in my eyes in that regard. I know the record 0-3. Ocean City was rough, but they had tough draws. Blackhawks and them, both of them have played against each other for many years. That's a long time battle between those two teams. Riot Squad, I think Riot Squad is a tough draw for them in general. That's a whole other different team they're facing compared to what they're used to at times. And AFN just brought it on Sunday. I think since then, the X-Dogs have made the moves they need to start building for the future. And I think they are starting to get in a different place than where they were before. So I don't know if we'll see another X-Dogs team at a tournament this season, but I think this is something where they have promise for next year, and we'll see where it goes. I don't think they play tomorrow. I think they're off, actually. We'll see in a minute. 24 is the Blackhawks. They're 11-15. The 5-game losing streak since Baltimore. Blackhawks last win, AFN. Actually, I think they're on a 6-game losing streak with the Rampage game. It's a shame because that team really did a lot of good work that weekend. And just to fall short to Rampage like that is just heartbreaking for that team. We're going to cut away for a minute because Ryan Jones is finally getting on. Let me go ahead and stop share. Here he comes, Mr. Ryan Jones.
Hey, what up, Joey?
How you doing, Ryan?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
Pretty good, sir. Pretty good. Breaking down these rankings right now. TBT top 25 in the country. This is just pure opinion.
Okay.
What do you think so far of what you've seen?
Teams that can be in top 25. Obviously, main events, one team.
They're up there. Pretty high, actually.
Okay. SI Bulldogs, they can be up there.
Number one team, potentially. Always a top 5 team. I like some of the names popping up here, though. That are starting to get a lot of
Oh, yeah. Bias, obviously. Elite Rebels, Rampage, Misfits. We know. We already know who should be at least within the top 10.
I think it's a great thing to see, like, our guys around here succeed on that kind of level.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of hope, and I think more people should grow off of that. And I know you want to talk about prime time.
Very, 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 very disappointed how we went about things this past weekend. I'm not too happy about it. I've been trying to put blood, sweat, and tears in this for soon about to be 2 years. Obviously 2-year mark will be for me next year, next fall.
Yeah.
And kind of wish we went about things better. First things first, I can say I failed as a captain a little bit. You know what I mean? Putting trust into some people that just wasn't committed longevity. But then also, you know, guys just not being committed really didn't help neither. Like in this area, it's like we talk about the big picture and we talk about the big stage, but you know, sometimes we just don't put enough action when it comes to the big stage. And I think that's what kind of hurt our area as far as being on the circuit and stuff to a degree. I mean, other than bias and consistently, you'll have to say Augusta Land as well, too. Obviously, I mean, I'm actually going to be going back there. So
So
you know what I mean?
no prime time?
Well, I'm going to put a hold on it. I don't think I'm going to be going to Florida for that. I mean, I'm going to Florida for co-ed, though, but man, I'm actually just going to be going back to Augusta Land for nationals.
So Augusta will be at nationals.
Yes.
Hey, I'm glad to hear. I really am glad to hear because now I got an excuse to hang this bad boy up.
Yeah, you might as well hang it up. After the tournament, me, Bob,
Thank you to Donald Jetson for the donation, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, me, Bob, Trap, and Donald was talking about we should just get the best guys, consistent guys that are going to compete and play and take them down. So we're kind of in the works of that now. Just seeing what we can do to put the best team up to go down there because the way I look at it outside of Rampage, like B is really like kind of like wide open. So, I mean,
He is
that's
definitely
it.
wide open. Like the amount of parity in 9-man right now is insane. And if we continue the growth at nationals we've had the last few years, we talked about it. Nationals 2017, the B bracket only had 16 teams.
Yeah, that. Oh, my fault, Joe. I dropped my camera.
Man, I don't want to see that ever again. You showed way too much there.
Nah, that I got shorts and stuff on, but yeah, yeah, like that was kind of like unheard of, because you know what I mean, normally B brackets in every tournament been at least minimum like 27 teams minimum. Like,
And it's crazy to think just 5 years ago, like B nationals and A national, I think only had a combined 27 teams or something like
yeah,
that. And
I believe
now, yeah, you go back to Worlds last year, you had 44 teams for nationals with 53 projected for AC. But then you take a look as well, like I feel like this year, depending on how the winter goes with shutdowns and everybody's reluctance to travel, I think we could be in for the biggest 9-man nationals yet this year. And the fact that there will be 2 York, Pennsylvania teams down there representing that area is huge for
yeah.
9-man
Well,
community.
I think to the last of my knowledge, D Wills is going to be putting 717 down there too. So you probably get 3.
So D-Will is putting 717 in.
I mean, I can't finalize. I can't speak too much for him, but from the last 5 hours, he was telling me, he said it was in the works. So,
I'll be honest, if he can get the guys and make it work, more power to him. I honestly think you guys should all work together at this stage. Put in a big team.
yeah, I'll
That's-
honestly wish
That's the
for
thing
that
about
too.
it. Travel's hard like that to go all the way to Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I made it known, like me, Trappy, and Bob actually made it known, like we're not just going down looking like fools. Like if we're going down in Florida, we're going to go down right and be represented right at the end of the day. And obviously, I know, and D Wills actually said the same thing too, because I talk to him almost every day, so he kind of lets you know what's going on, and he kind of is on the same mindset of what we're on. Just he's not just trying to go down just to go down and just look crazy down there. I think a lot of us captains are starting to get annoyed of it, because we know our area can put a better brand of football than what we have been lately. I mean, obviously, Baya's kind of been the only one that been holding up their end of the bargain. Like they've been representing our area for the longest of time. I mean, obviously, they started first before every other team, and they've been doing 9-man for what, like 4 years now or something like that. So, you know,
3. I think we're at it'll be 4 officially next year. I remember the first time. I think the first tournament they did was OC in 2017 or 18. I remember because both as they played Ruckus and Broadaxe that weekend from our league.
right.
And the stories I heard back from both was just how physical and tough Baez was and how different of a challenge it presented to them. And from there, they've been on an incredible run since. They haven't gotten across that stage yet. They haven't been able to have that moment of a championship in 9-man. But
Yeah,
they're
like
still
they've
in there in
been
the tournament.
right. There've been times where they just came real close, and it was just saw as that one play that breaks them. So I will never say that they got really straight up dominated from the past championship experiences, because they've been close. Like the time they played in OC championship 2019, it was right there neck and neck with AFN, and there was just that was like what 7 points short or something like that, or like 1 point short.
It was 15-6, but
Okay,
put it this way, Tony had thrown a pick in the end zone, and then what had happened was Tyler Murdiff connected to Tay Sosa downfield, and Tay pitched it 30 yards across the field to Justin Fox, who ran it in for the game-winning score for AFN.
okay,
so it was one of those very close games where that 9 points was probably closer to 1 or 2.
right.
That was how competitive that game was.
Yeah. Well, I watched it. I watched it live, so I know. I know.
you talk about the games. That's like Baez always has those kind of games though in tournaments. Like
Yeah, they go out fighting. That's the one thing I always give them credit. No matter what the circumstances or who they have, because there's times where they probably didn't have the strongest rosters and they still go out and compete and pretty much almost get it done. Like prime example, you saw it when they played an 8-man to Blick. Like
yeah,
they didn't really have half their roster there, and they still took Gang Green to the wire. You know, and they almost could have pulled that one off and forced a second championship. And that and to my idea, like shout out to Gang Green, obviously they won respectfully, but to my idea, if they would have pulled that off, that probably would have been the craziest thing I probably ever witnessed out of all the championships they ever won. So, you know what I mean?
Too, you got to think about it too. If they had won that game, it would have forced another game.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, yeah, they would have won. They would have forced another championship, and they would have pulled it off and won both those times and won the tournament this year. You know, that would have been probably the craziest thing that I ever witnessed in all the years we had to Blick. But, you know, like I said, Gang Green won. They won it fair and square. Shout out to them. They repeated just like.
I gotta give Baez credit though. Like they played.
Yeah. They give my credit.
21 games in that 4-week span.
Yeah. They give my credit too. Like I said, that's not easy to do. That is not easy to do. But
yeah.
But also, like I said, shout out Gang Green. They're 2-time Blick champions, just like us. We're 2 times too. So I know next year we're gonna go for the see who can win 3, or if Baez going to try to shoot for their second.
Consider coming to 9-man.
Yeah, they've been talks about it. I mean, I don't know what their current status is. I can't really necessarily speak for them on that. But if they were to do it, I wouldn't be surprised. It's their element. They're physical enough to do it, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
Remind me of an old school 9-man offense from way back in the day. I used to see that same formation back in the late 90s. Playing Marty Snook, like that's an old school attack, but they executed so well.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Papo, for how old he is, he still looked like somebody young. So, you know, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it's just like one day they'd be like, okay, we're gonna go 9-man because they had the physicality to do it. They have the linemen as well. You know what I mean? Only thing they have to do is just get a little more depth because obviously 9-man is obviously a little bigger, and just like an 18, 20-man roster sometimes just don't do. It don't, like, so yeah, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised they do it, and you know, I'll give them all the praise in the world they do it, because I will have faith that they can be right there and running just like us, Gus Land and Baez. So I mean, that's that there. I mean, they know their football, and they've been playing for a very long time. And you know, I mean, some of the guys are like 50, still going at it like they're 20. You know, so you know, I mean, that's that there. But yeah, like I said, wasn't really happy with my team results. I mean, I think the only semi thing I could have been a little bit proud of, even though I'm not that, was how we almost came back and pulled off that game against a Rampage where we got the onside kick and we could have had a shot. Obviously, we didn't draw up the right plays in that situation, but you know, obviously Clyde Guyver fought. Now, to their extent, I understand they probably didn't have a lot of some of their key guys there the first day, because obviously I saw the difference first day, second day. Second day they were fully loaded, ready for war. So, but yeah, I think that's the only semi-good thing I can say about that, because first game, TJ and them Elite Rebels, they took it right to us. You know, there's
thoughts on the Elite Rebels after playing them.
TJ actually looked really good at quarterback this past weekend. I mean, it's not like I never saw him. It's like I won't say like I never saw him not play good, because I definitely seen him play good numerous times. Summer Showdown we had in York, you know, they forced a second championship game of Rampage in that, and obviously it just came up short. Then, you know, in some of the tournaments, I didn't see him like ball straight on out. And actually, the funny thing is, they won the chip with. I look at the sideline; they only had like what 800 or 900 people at most on the sideline.
Yeah, they
And
were
they
a
just-
very thin roster this weekend. Maybe about 19 or 20.
Yeah, and they won the Class of York Dads, and that's pretty hard to do. So, like I said, I gave my shout out to TJ and Scott on what they got going on. Obviously, they got some York guys on there helping them out, like the Jan Garys, Jordan Lagana, Nevin, like
Both Lagana's on there now.
yeah. Well, obviously Jamie been helping them out as well. Jamie obviously likes to help out with the captain and coaching work. Don't never discredit on him. He really loves flag football, very passionate, just like me. So that's why I can sometimes talk to him about things. Like he gets it and I get it. Sometimes, just be too much football. So, that's that there. Yeah, like I said, Elite Rebels definitely look good. Rampage is about to pull another one off. If they would have won, that would have been their fourth championship this yeyear.
Fourth championship.
That probably would have been their fourth championship there. Yeah, like Steve's doing good work over there as well too. Actually, I could say the Clash of York was still kind of competitive. It was definitely competitive this year. It always kind of had been. Like last year was kind of competitive as well, but this year I could say it was really really competitive because like Bad Boys was in there. Maryland Titans actually looked pretty good. Pretty much almost everybody except for us actually was out there competing, even being Spartans and stuff.
I was happy to see all the teams come out there and play. And, people will bag on open tournaments and say it's hard for certain teams, but it's like, step up to the plate, man. That's all I like Clash of York. I like the idea of this open tournament where, and I know A and B was the goal, but I like the open format just as much.
Yeah.
I do feel like the open format does create these matchups that you either will not see typically, like Dream and Baltimore Spartans. They had no way of playing at all this year.
Right.
Right.
It gets you ready.
Exactly. Like,
it gets you ready. Like, that's why I took it. Like, I switched our schedule. I wanted to play Rampage League Rebels because those are some of the better teams in our area. Like that will help us get ready to play down in Florida, or if we were to say like we're going to go play in Capital Classic, or we were trying to get ready for next year on the run. Like games like that get you ready.
Yeah,
so
you want to get the most out of the experience because Rebels, they play in A. When are you gonna get a chance to see them again?
Probably not for a while unless they decide to magically drop down B. But after talking to TJ and stuff on the sideline, when I was asking about Florida, I don't think they're going to drop down to B no time soon. So
I don't think they
that's
should.
that.
I think they should say A.
Yeah, I think so too. They actually got Chip, and then they be the A like team because I feel like Rampage will move up to A, and actually they'll be all right. So
I think both teams could definitely compete. It's very hard to compete with the up north teams, but I do believe that down south, a lot of the teams here are starting to catch up a little bit.
Right. So yeah, like I said, very good tournament. We'll bounce back this week. Obviously, tomorrow we play Venom Outlaws, I believe.
Yeah, your impression on Venom and Outlaws. Give me your impressions on Venom.
Well, I know Venom, they like to compete. I know they're going to try to give us their all tomorrow. So my guys going to come ready sharp. Actually going to have a full line there tomorrow for once. So that will be helpful. Actually have some depth. Mr. Howard Holton will be in line. He'll be there tomorrow, present, ready to go. And Tyree Logan as well. So I didn't have them the first week, but they'll be here tomorrow. Obviously Bob will be there too. So I actually have like all of my guys there, from 5 of them down to D-Lo in June and in the line, and then like to the secondary, like Howard, Janique, Var, Logan, Malik, Khalil, like we'll have everybody there tomorrow, and I'm actually kind of like really excited to get ready to get back tomorrow. Taking one game at a time and win, and then after that we'll be off for the week, and the next week we play the toughest game of our schedule with Misfits and Wolverines.
Whoa. I like it. I like that you want to step to the plate like that, Ryan. Like that.
Yeah.
Spirit's going to help. And at this point, bring out your best. You got nothing to lose. You know where you want to be at nationals. You know that for prime time, this is it for the rest of the season. KFFL's it.
Yeah. So there definitely is.
If you can get more of the Gusto guys out there and start using KFFL to get that team ready for nationals too, I think that could pay dividends.
Well, obviously that'd be a plan, but it sometimes kind of be hard because I got guys that coach and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So KFFL is more like I can get what I can get. Not saying I wouldn't want to have him. I definitely would like to have him, but I like the team I have now, even with them. I definitely got some guys on there from Gusto playing. I made a few little changes on the roster. Obviously, I had told tomorrow to get right and get people there. Obviously, that's what Eric communicated to us. I also happy belated birthday, Eric. I didn't get a chance to wish that to him.
Hey, happy birthday to Keith Giles as well. He celebrated his today.
Oh yeah, well, happy birthday, Keith. Actually the guy Mando. It's his birthday on our team, so it's his birthday today. So hopefully we can get him some dubs tomorrow for his birthday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll go from there. Actually, the funny thing is the weekend we play Wolverines and Misfits. That following week, my birthday's that week. So hopefully I can get a little birthday luck for that weekend.
We'll see how it goes the rest of the way, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I really think Eric been coming on to something with this session of getting some more teams. Obviously, he said his goal was to build the league more, and he's been striding in that. Hopefully, it just keeps improving and he keeps getting better. You know what I mean? I'll support him in some of the stuff he does. Like I said, I always like to support. Support is free. Just like I said, keep help growing that area. Just keep getting that area in the right place. Like, definitely want Clash of York to hopefully get back to his rightful glory. We get back to that next year. Overlook some of the things that happen. Like I said, just keep the football going in that area because you know what I mean. I enjoy flag football. This is like I use flag football to get away from life. So. That's why if I get any opportunity to get in and go play and stuff, then that's what I'm going to do.
I'm looking forward to seeing how you all do the rest of the way. Good football ahead.
Yes. We'll definitely keep trying to bring it. Like I said, I gotta come with a vengeance. I gotta bounce back stronger to make up for last weekend.
Y'all got those jerseys yet?
Well, kind of actually ran a situation. I kind of had to wait a little longer to get guys in and stuff, but we'll definitely be ready to go with them Misfits and Wolverines week. Kind of actually would like that more because those are the bigger games, and that's when come out with a statement with a different mindset, different things. So we'll still be in the Cowboys look tomorrow for the most part. So Keith get his wish still. It's his birthday, so I guess he got luck.
All right, man. Any other word for tonight?
No, that's all. Unless Ross got some hating stuff to say for me to add some gas to the tank for us tomorrow. I think I'm good.
He ain't got nothing to say. He ain't even in the room right now.
Oh, okay.
He done with the probably.
Okay, but now that's all. Appreciate you, Joey.
Appreciate you as well, Ryan. I'll see you on the field.
All right, take it easy.
You as well, sir. Let's pull these back up. It's going to finish these rankings out. Number 23 is Dream right now. They're 10-20. Tough start for Dream. They did get their first tournament win over the weekend, but It's been a rough first year. We'll see how they keep going throughout it. They've had some fun though. I think it's been a good experience for those guys. 22 FOE, 12 and 10. They're starting to get going a little bit in Maffle right now. But the bad was a 21. Good weekend for them overall. Once again, not a winning record per se, but they're starting to get there. I felt like this weekend was good for that franchise and will pay dividends as the time goes on. Number 20 was the 148 Outlaws, 5-4. Not much of a resume yet this year for them. They'll get more games in Rhode Island flag football soon, and hopefully we'll see them in a tournament as well. We'll see how the 148 Outlaws progress as the fall goes on. You're good, dog. Ryan just got done, so you good.
Yeah, but I kind of looked out here.
He asked you straight up about, you're watching.
No, I wasn't.
He straight up was like, Ross got something to say? I looked over, I was like, nah, he's quiet.
Yeah, my bad, Brian.
Yeah, he's good, dog. So 148, 5-4. They'll play Rhode Island. They'll play in the league there too. We won't see them personally until nationals, but they'll definitely have more games along the way. Number 19 is Dragons, 12-8 out of the GCFFA. I like what the Dragons have brought to the table so far this year. They play smart football. Tony Pagno is a beast. They just beat Takeover over the weekend in GCFFA, actually. So big props to them. Looking forward to seeing how the New York Dragons go throughout the rest of the year. Number 18, Only Us. I had taken the AFN record and Petty Circuit record, not their league record for this one. Kind of more of a continuation of AFN than more so what it is Petty. But a nice little conglomerate they got going right now. 17, 13-1. They're starting to turn the tide right now. They're a team to look forward to come nationals. We'll definitely get a chance to see their Capital Classic as well, I'd imagine. Hopefully just hear more detail on that soon. 17, Long Island Reapers, 8-6-3 out of the GCFFA. Not much has been said on this team lately. They didn't do well with scores, so the misfits last time around. So we'll see how they grow. They did look pretty promising, though, back in the early summer. Empire, number 16, 7-5 right now out of the XFFL. Atlantic City B champions. They were the Cinderella story of AC. We know that they're going to be playing in other tournaments going forward. We'll see how they do. Can they become the first XFFL team to win a natty? We'll see. And 9-man, that is. I'm going to hit. Number 15 is Ride Out, 14, 12-1 out of just being Baffle. I don't know why I didn't change it over. Not bad there. Ride Out's off to a decent start right now in Baffle. They're back in their home league. Looking forward to seeing how they do the rest of the way. Always a top team to look out for. They're definitely going to be up there by the time it's all said and done. They performed pretty well at A at Charm City. Was really great in Atlantic City, I felt like, in that B division. I think come nationals, Ride Out, look out. Number 14, Maryland Titans, 16-9-1 out of FFL. Another tough weekend for the Titans. Good start and then just rampage in the quarterfinals. Seems to happen every time. They have a great first 2 days and then rampage. I don't know what it is. It's just something about rampage gets them. Titans will just dead ass come out, win 2 to 3 games, and then rampage. But still a good team, competitive squad. We'll see more than the rest of the way. Number 13, Riot Squad, 11-4-1. Lydia's Legacy B champions. I think we'll see them in a few more tournaments, but I don't think we'll see them personally anytime soon. All of them to bring to the table. That defense rocks. The offense can roll. I like Riot Squad. See how they do. Number 12, right now it's the Long Island Ducks at the GCFFA, 10-7-1. I'm not going to include the Panthers record unless that becomes an official thing where it's one or the other. I want to see how that works out first before I count any of that. Take over right now, 8-5. They haven't really done much of note since AC. They're a team that's definitely competitive. Don't get me wrong, but they're not quite up there if they were. Number 10 is Baez Auto, 9-5 out of YFFL. All 14 games, by the way, are tournament games for Baez. Great performances, 3 tournaments this year, and they've made at least up to the semis in 2 of them. Quarterfinals at A in Charm City, of a tough loss to main event. But this team is definitely a squad that will be up there. It's just they have not gotten over that hump yet. Elite Rebels, number 9, 14-13-1 out of OMFFL, Clash of York 3 champions. Big jump for the Rebels. They were actually 15. They were actually 15th for my last rankings. Big ups for them though. Plus 64, 4-1 record. Starting to get somewhere in OMFFL as well. This team's getting better at the right time. Number 8, Misfits, 24-10. I got 3 leagues for them: KFFL, OMFFL, GCFFA. They have really done a great job just traveling all over York, Long Island, Baltimore, Atlantic City, Ocean City, Shippensburg. They've been everywhere, man. And they're going to –
I've been everywhere, man.
You feel me? It's going to be interesting. They're going to be in KFFL and OMFFL this weekend because they got coming up 2 games at KFFL, Pure Chaos and the Killer Bees. And then the next day, they're going to take on the No Mercy Scorpions and Elite Rebels. Yeah. Quite a jump in competition. But next weekend, they're going to be in Long Island, I believe. So we'll have them at GCFFA again. We'll see how they do. Try to get more wins in the year. Right now, Misfits are actually tied for second most wins this year in my opinion with the Scorpions. Number 7 is Rampage, 37-9-2. Rampage, in their case, they've played the most games, 48 overall this year. Ocean City B champions, OMFFL spring champs, Charm City champions as well. I'm losing my voice a little bit, so I apologize. Yeah. Water be helpful. Thank you, sir. Second place this time around in Charm City or York. Yeah, we were in York. Wow. Thank you. Disappointing ending for Rampage, but they had a good weekend before that. You know, they got their win back on Baez. They beat Primetime. They beat Titans again. Rampage actually beat 3 of the 4 Pennsylvania teams they played this weekend. Baez, Bees, and Primetime. Most wins. We'll see how they do. I think we'll see them again at Capital Classic. Kind of wonder, though, when does the wear and tear start kicking in?
I don't know.
Number 6, No Mercy Scorpions, 24-17-2. Got them listed for OMFFL, GCFFA, and MAFL. More OMFFL right now. MAFL Spring Champions. They're back in action this weekend. They didn't play in York. They'll be in GCFFA next weekend. So really forward to see how the Scorpions go. Number 5 is the Lions. They're 19-4-1 out of the Rhode Island Flag Football League. They're killing it right now. They're blowing out everybody. It's not even close. 7-0 on the year right now in that league. Lions will be up there come next tournament they're at. I believe they'll be at Rhode Island. So look forward to see how the Lions do and where they end up at before the end of the year. Number 4, main event, 8-2, independent, defending A national champions. 2 losses have come to the championship game since. They've made the last 3 9-man tournament championship games they've been in. Last time they missed, Worlds 2020. Even then, semifinals. They've been a Final Four team in every 8 tournament so far in the last 3 years. This team's not going away anytime soon. And they haven't for a long while. They've been here, done that many times. Number 3, High Rollers, 11-2. I get really southern when my voice goes away for some
Yeah.
reason.
Our Rollers, when they beat Independent too, you gonna have any?
Yeah, I forgot to put a
There's
letter
no
there.
parentheses there.
Yeah, it's laziness. 11-2. You know, all 13 of their games were circuit games, and the 2 losses. One is a championship to the Punishers, and the other one was to the Rebels in day 2. It's not even me trying to bullshit an accent. My voice does get very southern.
I think you just need to stop talking, though.
You sound country as fuck, is what a guy told me at Nationals once.
Yeah, you do like that.
Punishers 18-5 out of the GCFFA. Really can't go. That was intentional that time. The FFA part was tempting. Spring A champions. Lydia's Legacy A champions.
Yeah.
Beat Bulldogs in spring and beat Lydia's Legacy and they beat the Bulldogs in Lydia's Legacy.
Yeah.
Gotta give it to Punishers. They actually got a win on number 1 and number 3 this year in championship scenarios. So like they're definitely going to be there come like nationals time. They'll be in action soon. They just got to win in GCFFA as well. Number 1, Strong Island Bulldogs, 19-4 on the year, 9-0 overall in tournament play. They have not lost a tournament game since nationals when they lost to the Punishers. That Punishers, now that I think about it, the Punishers are attributed to a majority of the Bulldogs' losses over the last 2 years.
I believe that.
Like you look at it, they've been the kryptonite for the Bulldogs at times. You know, you go back to Worlds 2020 when the Punishers decimated Strong Island's offense and gave a donut to Birdman. You go back as well, semifinals of Corona Classic. Punishers got them there. Semifinals national, same deal. Championship at GCFFA, same deal. Now that said, Strong Island did get the Punishers in AC, but even then, the Punishers put up a hell of a fight with a bare minimal team. So that's something to look forward to going forward. Is can Strong Island maintain number 1? Because that gap between 1 and 5 to me is not that big. And I think 6, 7, and 8, and 9 are starting to creep in a little bit. 10 to 11. 9 man is a lot of great teams right now. We'll see how it finishes out the rest of the way. Let's move along. I got some regional rankings.
You need to stop talking, bro.
Just the top 10. That's all it is. You see it on there. I'll do the top 10 in the North. I won't go into detail. Of course, Strong Island, Punishers, Rollers, main event, Lions for top 5. Takeover 6. GCFFA dominating that top there with Long Island Ducks 7, Riot Squad 8th, Empire 9th, and Reapers 10th. Down south, you got No Mercy Scorpions at number 1, Rampage 2, Misfits 3, Elite Rebels 4. I know I got KFFL listed for Misfits, but you look at it, that's 4 OMFFL teams in the top 4 off the gate. And then you got Baez and the Titans, Baez, YAFFL, the lone York team ranked there, Kings of York, Titans up there again, OMFFL. Ride Out, Maffle, Only Us, Maffle. They're on their way up. Both of those teams are going to make a big mark for Maffle. Yeah. The AFN Petty merger.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Bad Boys, number 9 there. They're starting to get somewhere. I think that's a team that if they get enough guys back and can figure it out on offense and defense, they'll be fine. And number 10, FOE.
Oh,
All right, let's move along now to the next slide.
there's another slide.
The final one. These are the games this weekend. This is all I had for the schedule. Like a final in line for certain leagues. Let's pick some games, Ross. Start with KFFL in the morning.
Oh, boy. predictions.
Yeah. First game of the weekend. West Virginia Venom in primetime. Who you got?
Oh,
By the way, this is the number 3 team and Campbell was number 2.
yeah.
That's game of the week for the league.
Interesting times.
Yeah, what a weird
Prime
timeline.
times.
Who would have thought that primetime in West Virginia Venom would be the game of the week in a league?
I'm gonna
What a weird
go-
year we're having.
I'm gonna go Venom.
You're gonna go Venom? I would go Venom, but I think primetime is gonna come full throttle and ready to go. This primetime team's a lot
It
different.
is Saturday, so
Yeah, and it's a 9 a.m. kickoff. It's gonna be tough for both teams. York, PA, and Martinsburg, West Virginia are the same distance as Shippensburg. It's just one's a back road and the other one's a highway.
I'll stick my vote.
You know, sick of Venom? I'm gonna go primetime.
They're close. Man.
Close game. I think it'll be competitive. I look forward to seeing Lucas versus
I'm
Champ
just
again.
really wondering what prime time was.
I just want to see Lucas versus Champ again. That's gonna be a good duel. They've already faced off twice this year, both games decided by a point. Champ won the first one against Lucas, I believe, in Canfafel. And the second one, Lucas beat him on day 2 of Ocean City with the Tri-State Spartans over 7-1-7 lead. So, yeah, gonna be some fun times.
Different teams.
Kind of weird when 2 quarterbacks face off in the same month on different
I'll
teams.
stick with Venom,
I got prime time.
but I'm rooting for prime time.
10:05 game. Outlaws and prime time. Who you got? Prime time? I think prime time takes him. I think Sean's going to put up a fight on offense. He's going to do a good job managing the game. You know, Sean Simmons plays out there in YAFFL. He knows the prime time guys pretty well. I think he'll have time if he gets there early enough and scouts that Venom game. That might be an advantage for Outlaws. But I'm going to go prime time too. Despite last week, the primetime team we see in Keystone does not have that exact roster. It's not that full team. It's a little bit different. They got some more gusto guys in there. I think this team will come out a lot better. I'm going to go primetime 2-0 today.
Yeah.
Outlaws, Wolverines. Who you got?
Wolverine.
Wolverines. I'm going to go Wolverines as well. Like Outlaws in the back end of a doubleheader, I'm not too confident with. Pure chaos and
Well,
Wolverine.
I think Lagana, lasagna, whatever.
Lagana.
I think he's riding high off his championship over the weekend.
Jamie got his first 9-man ring.
That's what I heard.
Hey, him and that duel of him and Scott Reynolds, a tandem. I think they're about 6-1 right now. Pretty good start.
Pretty good.
I like where this is going. Let's go ahead with the next one. I'm gonna go Wolverines, of course. I think Wolverines just too much. 12-15. Pure chaos and Wolverines. Who you got?
Wolverine.
Yeah, I got Wolverines too. Chaos is not traveling well, and I don't think they'll have enough for this one either. Pure chaos and number 8 Misfits at 1:20 p.m. Chaos got to play a ranked Misfits team right afterwards.
Miss.
You got Misfits? Yeah, I got Misfits too. Killer Bees and Misfits right afterwards.
No.
Who made who?
No.
This is a vendetta game for the Bees. Remember last year when like all the Misfit players were chanting Misfits at the end of that? That's not the worst. That's the worst, man.
I got Miss.
You got Misfits.
Vendetta game.
Vendetta game. Revenge. They're
Yeah,
revenging.
sure it is, but
It's the revenging.
yeah, I got Miss.
What's the allegory for like chanting another team's name in your championship celebration? Is that like getting married and having your wife get fucked by somebody else at night?
I have no idea what
That's what I'm thinking,
I
man.
have no idea what either one of those feel like. So,
They all just sound awful. That's the
yeah,
equivalent
I
to
cannot
me.
comment.
I know you can't, but I'm just saying that has to be the equivalent to like
Holy moly.
on your wedding night, the partner just bangs somebody else. That's the equivalent to me.
Yeah, you got the ceremony, but you're not gonna get the praise. I'm going Misfits big. Let's go Sunday games in order of when they're played on both MAFL and OMFFL.
Going through this whole list.
Yes, sir. Starting out 8 a.m. on
The guy
MAFL.
that should have stopped talking like an hour and a half ago.
Who?
You.
If I'd done that, the show would have only been about 27 minutes. Southside versus Dream. Who you got? Number 23, Dream. Dream. I'm gonna go Dream too. Southside put up a fight. I think it'd be a close game, but I think Dream pulls away. Number 14, Maryland Titans versus number 7, Rampage. If this happens.
Titans.
You got Titans this time?
I got insider information there, but
I want to go tie.
I'm gonna.
Might rain. It's supposed to rain on Sunday up in that
I'll
area.
expose myself. I got insider information there.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go Titans.
I want to go Rampage. Just because you picked Titans.
Or all trans.
You know what? I'm going to go tie.
I like to be trans.
Let's go 7-7 tie again. I'm going tie by the tons. 12-12 tie.
So like Titans, I love.
Playmakers Elite versus only number 18, only us. That's a good game.
Yeah.
I got PME too. I think it'll be competitive though. I think it's going to be no slouch of a fight. I think it's going to be a good battle.
Against who? I ain't even.
Only us.
Ooh.
Yeah, you see now? That's a good game. That's a
I'm gonna
very
go- If you got PME, I'm gonna go only us in that one.
you spiteful dick. Of course you
Just
do.
us.
9-15, Southside and Blackhawks. Number 24 Blackhawks. Who you
Yeah,
got?
I'm going with it.
You're gonna go you guys in the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Southside. 9:05, Rampage and the Maryland Venom. I'm gonna go with tough decision. I'm gonna go with tie again. I think it's gonna be another tie. I think it's a week of ties coming. Guarantee you 3 ties better than the weekend.
Guarantee that?
3 ties.
You put money on that?
I don't believe in money.
You put money on that guarantee?
I don't believe in money.
You don't believe in money.
No, I don't. I don't use money.
All forms of betting, right? You putting beer on that?
No, I don't bet anything. So that's against my religion. Moving on now. Playmakers Elite and FOE.
By the way, I got Venom against Rampage.
You got Venom against Rampage.
Yep.
Well, I got a tie still.
Just for clarification.
I got a tie. Both teams tie.
Well, I mean, that's literally the only way a tie works.
If both teams do it, yeah, I guess.
That's literally the only way a tie works. Is if both teams do score the same amount of points.
I suppose. Playmakers Elite and FOE. You got
I like
PMA.
FOE too, though.
FOE's starting to make some moves. We're getting there. They played Rebels tough at Charm City. They almost beat the Rebels in day 2 at Charm City. Kind of makes you wonder what this team can do with all the right pieces together.
I got you.
I'm gonna go PME as well in a close game. Let's go with 10. Let's go with the 10-10 kickoff. Maryland Titans versus No Mercy Scorpions. Number 14 versus number 6. Nice little matchup here.
Ooh.
Battle of ranked teams. Top
Who you
15. I think Scorpions on a bye week get a win here. They didn't play last week. They didn't go to York. Titans
Right.
played 3 games. I think, Titans be motivated, but they're going to come off that tie with Rampage a little frustrated.
This is exactly why I asked you who we got first. And listen,
Oh, yeah, you got to make me answer first.
I did want to God, yeah, I was wondering about the Scorpions. I'm still gonna go Titans.
I'm gonna go with Scorps. Dream and Rideout, 10:30 kickoff.
Right.
I'm gonna ride out too. That's an all right game. Going on there between two right teams.
Right out's got freshness too. Though.
Yeah, Rideouts didn't play last week either.
I'm sure a couple of them did.
Fatigue will kick in. That's the only thing. Post tournament fatigue is a real thing.
Yeah, but we getting into the colder weather.
Yeah, but you gotta also wonder how long does that year-long grind go?
Apparently not very well.
See how it goes. Blackhawks versus Only Us, number 24 versus 18.
Ooh, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Only Us. Because I don't think because Blackhawks are struggling right now in league ball. They're 0-5 at the moment. They've had a tough, they've lost 6 in a row. I think they're on a downslide. And I think Only Us is on an upturn.
I'm gonna go Only Us. That one as well.
You know Only Us?
Yeah.
All right. 11:15 kickoff. Maryland Venom versus Bad Boys.
Ooh.
They were, that time they played MFL when you
I'm
filmed.
gonna go Venom.
You think Venom is the upset there?
Yeah.
I think so too. I think the rest kicks in. I think I'm not sure what Bad Boys will look like because I know that they're gonna be coming off the tournament. That's a long weekend, 4 games.
Yeah.
Let's see what they
Real
got.
long term.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Venom here too. I think Bad Boys will keep it competitive though. Ain't gonna be no beat them. I just think Venom gets just enough in the end. Going back over 11:45 kickoff, number 22 FOE versus number 15 Rideout. I think Rideout as well. I think another competitive close game. 12:20 kickoff. We're done with Maffle at this point. Number 10 Elite Rebels versus number 6 No Mercy Scorpions. Top 10 matchup. These next 3 are top 10 matchups. You're gonna want to be in Baltimore on Sunday. This is gonna be legit.
And definitely not to be in that one.
I know this. I said you're gonna want to be with the, talking to the crowd, not you, fool.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Scorpions.
Scorpions.
Yeah.
I said I think it's gonna come down to, well, honestly, with this, they're gonna play Titans first. Then they gotta sit in between. I think Rebels come out hot off the gate, and I think the Rebels pull this one out. It's a tough weekend for the Scorpions. You gotta think they got 3 games.
Yeah.
And all 3 are against teams in the top 15. That's a tough draw.
And you said we're done with Baffle, so do they have to?
We're just an NFL. I was alternating schedules.
Right. Oh, same day, isn't it?
Yeah. They all fall on Sunday.
Yeah.
So for
travel, right?
No, Scorpions are only playing against Titans. They're not
right.
playing in Maffle in the morning and then driving back up the pole. That would be terrible.
Well, I mean,
That'd be horrible.
well,
Get stuck in traffic because of the Ravens.
the way you made it sound.
No, you're just tired.
So,
I think you are. You worked hard. You
Right, yeah.
deserve rest, young warrior.
what's the next game?
Misfits and Scorpions. Number 8 versus number 6. Yeah, these two just keep meeting. Misfits have tended to got the better of them, though, for the most part. Scorps had the 1 win in the playoffs. I think Misfits, this is also going to be the first game of the day for them. They're going to get there at 1:30 fresh. I don't think they're going to bring much of a sweat the day prior with Bees and Chaos. In fact, they're just going to be warmed up. They're going to be mad. They're ready to go. I think Misfits gets this one. Scorpions will be on their 3rd game at that point. You go from playing Titans, Rebels, the Misfits. By that point, you got to consider there's a game in between too, so they're going to be at the field as early as 9, and by the time they're done with this with Misfits, it'll be 2:30. That's a long day, and they're on turf. They're in Newtown High. That's turf. I know it's not hot, but if the sun's shining on that turf, even 74 degrees could feel like 94.
Yeah.
And that all at that point boils down to how you handle the elements. Third game of the day, it's going to be tough for that team. We'll see how they end up doing, but I think Misfits gets the win.
Yeah, I'll go Misfits there too.
Final game of the day, 2:30 p.m. Misfits versus Elite Rebels, number 10 versus number 8.
Oh shit.
Another top dude. This is that latter half. His final 3 games are just insane, bro.
Wow.
Like Baltimore is a place to be at that time Sunday from about 12 p.m. Even the morning slate, Titans and Rampage. What a way to start the day. If anyone's
Yeah,
crazy
right.
enough to make the drive, just do it. Baltimore and DC. This is where 9-man is just thriving on Sundays. But fun fact, Rebels have not beaten the Misfits yet. Did they finally beat them, Ross?
I'm good, Rebels.
We're gonna Misfits. I think finally the Rebels wear down. You got to think 7th game by that point. TJ Holston alone will be on his 9th 9-man game in a matter of 8 days. He would have played more 9-man games and lived out days by that stage. I think fatigue kicks in. Misfits get the win. I think Misfits go 4-0, and they're sitting at 28 wins come next week. Misfits have potential. They can make a run. They just have to get that one moment. And I think they'll get it soon. Other than that, that's it for this week in 9-man. Good show tonight. Good way to check in mid-season. You know, fall's halfway done. We still got about a month and a half, maybe 2 months of the 9-man left. We got KFFL, MAFL, Rhode Island's playing, GCFFA is playing. MAFL's championship will be crowned in about 2 weeks. OFFL in 3 weeks. KFFL in about a month. Rhode Island in between OFFL and KFFL. GCFFA as well. Capital Classic. Turkey Bowl. It's fall, y'all. Let's get it. We'll see you on the field.